Good morning. Today we are going to see about stack and queue. For that, first we will see about what is data. We deal with large amount of data nowadays. ChatGPT like applications rely on large amount of data, right? How efficient we store and retrieve data, where the data structure comes in play. A data structure is the way to organize and store data in computer, allowing efficient access and modifications. For proper use of data structure is critical for optimizing the algorithms and improving the performance in software development. The fundamental data structure is queue and stack. Okay, stack and queue are the basic fundamentals of data structure, how to organize or store the data. Imagine you have a stack of plates at home. You add a new plate on top of the stack. Where you need a plate, you take the one from the top. This is the example of last in, first out principle, which means last item added is first to be removed. This is how stack works. The stack is a linear data structure. Okay, last in, first out. We will see how stacks works. There are some operations to be performed. That is, push operation adds the element on top of the stack. Pop operation is nothing but removes the element from the top of the stack. And pick operation retrieves the top element without removing it. And there are another two operations is empty operation and is full operation. It will check whether the stack is full or empty. Okay, and for example, if we will see an example. Add a book A and then add a book B. That is, push a book A and then push a book B and then push a book C. Now pop a book. Which book comes out first? Yes, right, book C, because it is on the top. It is the last book to be pushed in the stack, right? This is the way the stack works. And then next we are going to see about queue. What comes in your mind while hearing the word queue? Yes, it's an queue is nothing but an line, right? Line or is a line. Imagine you are waiting in a line for a movie ticket. The first person in the line gets the ticket first and leave the next person to step up. This is the example of first in, first out principle, where the first item added is the first to be removed. This is how queue works. And there are some common operations like stack, that is NQ, DQ and front. The NQ is nothing but adding the or pushing the adding the element at the end of the queue. DQ is nothing but removing the first element, that is front element in the queue. And pick operation is retrieve the first element. And the same way there is empty and is full operation, which checks whether the queue is empty or queue is full. Now we will see an example. Imagine that we are lining up a queue for ice cream. Person A stands in the line, person B stands behind person A, and person C stands behind the person B. Now, ice cream shop serves the person. Who gets served first? Person A, because they were first in first serve. First person in the queue will be served first. Now we have seen what is stack and what is queue. Right. We will see some major differences, major key differences, like in stack principle, last in, first out. Whereas in queue, it is first in, first out. Operation, the same operations, push, pop, peak is empty and is full. The same like that, NQ, DQ, peak and is empty and is full. The main purpose of stack is backtracking of function calls management and for undo mechanisms. Whereas in queue, for printing job management or task scheduling, it requires queue. Okay, next we will see some of the applications where we are using the stack and queue. In stack, we are using in web browsers, text editors and functions calls. What is web browser? Nothing but when we are browsing in the web, we will have an history, right? Which will be first? What we have seen last. It will be display on the first. And for text editors, when we are typing something, when we have deleted something, when we are giving an undo or redo function, the data which has been deleted recently will be come back or restored back in text editors. The same way in programming also, function called programming management, they uses the stack. In the same way in queue, in operating systems, in our system we have seen that scheduling, task scheduling window, right? In that, which comes first will be running first, right? The same way in printers, when we are going to take some print, the jobs will be managed using the queue. First given print will be taken first and then next it will be in queue order. And for customer services also, when we are calling for a customer service or anything, we first come will be served fast. These are the applications where queue and stack are used. And for this, they have in stacks, they are also using some algorithms. In stack principles, use some of the algorithms. We will just see the names of the algorithms. Depth first search algorithm, expression evaluation and balance parenthesis. These are the stack. In queue, they use breadth first search, round robin scheduling, shortage path algorithm. These are the algorithms follows in queue principles. Today we are seeing stack and the queue, right? I think everyone have been understand the stack and queue. Thank you.